Hello, everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. Woo, woo. I hope it is not a bad luck day for you. I hope instead you're having a very good luck day. P.S., it's afternoon, at least in Eastern time on Friday, so there's something good about it, right? Especially if you're a Monday through Friday person. So welcome to Fans of the Framework and my weekly post. What I chose to post about today is how do you spark creativity in either your department, in the team that you lead, or if you lead a multidisciplinary team of people designed to do a project, or in the case of our partner organizations, you may be a team leader of a group of team members that you have a journey action plan for, right? So right now, the number one needed, desired soft skill by employers when they're thinking about hiring new people is creativity. Number one soft skill. I'm sure if all of you had to guess that, you would think, well, I would think the number one soft skill would be kindness, or would be something like, maybe innovative, inspirational, good leader, whatever that is defined as, able to engage. But the number one thing is creativity. How are we going to get it? And, here's the issue. We have enough technology in our world. We are surrounded by technology, especially those of us who work in healthcare leadership. We do not need another app. We do not need another piece of software. We do not need yet another way to organize our time. Because even though we have, a way to organize our time in this little baby right here that we carry with us everywhere, we still are on the gerbil wheel doing whatever. No, we need creativity and a way to spark innovation and creativity in others, because everybody leads somebody. So whether it's your team you're leading, or whether or not it's, you're a team leader of a multidisciplinary employee group, which is a whole nother skill set, which is what I'd like to focus on for you today, or you're leading your department, or maybe you're just leading a one-time only project. Whatever it is that you lead, when you get people together in a room, you want to make sure that the light bulb is on and the sparks are flying, right? The light bulb is on and the sparks are flying. It's because if not, guess who is called upon to be creative? You. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to spark that creativity in your team that you lead, whatever it is. And then I'm going to teach you to also kind of spark it in yourself. I'll have some tips for that as well. So how do you restart people? So they might think that you took a pill or something the next time you come to a team meeting, you try some of these things, but you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Yes, I did. I took a happy pill. It's called Fans of the Framework. So here's what you do. Number one thing out of three, shake up the setting that you're in. If it's you personally and you're really struggling to be creative, Sue and I, when we were writing both of our books, called it, writer's block. Obviously, it wasn't writer's block at all. It's like we just didn't recognize when it was. We had to pull creativity out. When is your energy the highest? So if it's you working alone in your office and you're really struggling, let's say you've done a great job of telling everyone around you, guys, I really need this time to work. I have to close my door. I need close. I've got time scheduled on my calendar. I've told everyone, this is it. This is when I'm going to be working. This is when I'm going to be shut into the girl cave, the man cave, and I'm going to get something done. And then you get there, you put your hands on the keyboard, and you're like, crap, I know nothing, Jon Snow, right? So what do? Move. Get up. Hi, Christina. Get up, move, have another frame to look at, okay? So hopefully you have a laptop to be able to do this. But if you're sitting at your desk, sit on the floor. If you're facing the door, face the window, but go somewhere else. When I'm working at home and this happens to me, I have to go shut myself in my bedroom. I have beautiful scenery that you can't see, but my house faces the St. Mary's River that connects Lake Huron and Lake Superior. And sometimes I'm just distracted by it. It's a river, right? So there's crap going by all the time. And I find it distracting, and I'm unable to think. So I have to go to my girl cave. I have to just pick up the computer and go somewhere else. Now, if you need a different setting for your team, you want to spark creativity in your team, what do? If you are the type of leader that holds your staff meetings in the same place every time because that's what's easiest, if you have your team meetings, your multidisciplinary project team or all employee team meetings in the same place because it's convenient, it's easy, or the dreaded words, this is what we've always done, shake it up, meet somewhere else, go elsewhere. If you can, take them outside, go to a picnic table. If it's a small team, go for a walk, right? Talk and walk at the same time, which PS is the best practice when you're interviewing someone. Why do we have to interview people in a room? Why? Why does it have to be in your office? Ask a certain subset of questions and then take them for a walk. Say you're taking them for a tour of their potential new organization. You find out a lot about people. People cannot be guarded and walk at the same time. They cannot be guarded or stifled and walk at the same time. So just by having a walking meeting, taking a tour of someone that you're trying to see really how they're going to act in certain situations, or you're trying to be creative and spark innovation, walk. Like, get out of the room and walk. But I really challenge you, the next time you have a staff meeting, have it somewhere else. Have it somewhere else. Maybe the patient lounge. Your staff meetings are likely only 45 to 50 minutes long. Put the close sign on, right? Have a stand-up meeting instead of a sit-down meeting. Say, guys, we're not even going to sit down, okay? There's still chocolate in the middle of the table because if you don't have that, there's chaos, right? But, we're going to stand up, or we're going to face a different way than we always do. Face the communication board first and then walk somewhere else. So I see Shannon Millen has joined us. I mean, I'll never forget the time that I showed up in her hospital and she and I were going to do an FTE analysis. She said, Jane, the only whiteboard I could find is right here in the middle of this lobby. Can we do this here? Heck yeah. I was creative. She and I were both just brainstorming and crazy. You know why? We got out of the regular place. So number one tip is move somewhere else. People can't be guarded. They are more open when they're moving, physically moving, but they'll also spark creativity to just plain old look around and be meeting in a new place. Number two, assign seats. Do not let people sit by their homies. Do not. If you have been leading a certain team for more than 6 months, you will notice that people go into a room and sit by the same people the same way they always have, always. They sit by people they're comfortable with. They sit by people they can chat with. They sit by people that they like. So if you really want to spark creativity and innovation and inspiration in your team, assign seats and do it in a fun way, right? Do it in a fun way. A recent exercise that I did with a team this week, actually, is, have a piece of candy with a number on it or have it be a certain color. All right. What I did is flavor of M&Ms. And based on the flavor of M&Ms that they had in this little tiny bag, they didn't have to eat it, right? It's just the color I was going for. They got a certain icebreaker question that made them more positive, that when they answered it, their brain opened up to positivity. So really shake it up. They either have to, sit by someone else, sit in an assigned seat that's been a space that's been created just for them, or, really make them sit next to someone based on a piece of candy that you give them that's a certain color. You got to sit with the blue people. A table number that has an icebreaker or a mind-opening creative activity as soon as they get there. So do something like that. Okay. So, but don't allow them to always sit in the same spot. That is the akin to meeting in the same spot. Number three. So we want to make sure that you start every single meeting with positivity. And I see a lot of our leaders that we work with on a monthly, weekly, quarterly basis saying, okay, what are our wins? What happened positive this week? Every once in a while, at least once a month, you got to shake that up with a different positive brain opening activity. And you know my rule that when we hear, see, or say something positive, automatically the 4 C's happen. Our brains become more communicative, more collaborative, more creative. We all need creativity. #1 soft skill in America today. And better able to critically think. Your IQ raises by 11 points when you see, hear, or say something positive. So does that 11 points stay with you for the rest of the meeting? We can't guarantee that, right? But you want to make sure you raise it, you get it to a level where people are like open to thinking and being creative. So how do you do that? You make them see, hear, or say something positive. Have them, it's fall, it's September, right? Have them relive their favorite memory from the summer. That's what I did yesterday to a team. What was the best day you had this summer? Relive it, describe it. This is what we did. It was great because of this. It was the most beautiful day. I mean, I had one team member just say to me, Jane, I spent one whole day doing all my favorite things. I kayaked, I biked, I gardened, I sat on my front deck and read a book and drank wine. I thought, dang, this girl's my soul sister, right? So start every meeting with that. If you're not a very positive person and you really don't give a rip what they did this summer, like start them drawing. Have pencils or crayons or colored markers and a blank piece of paper that you stole out of the copier on your way to the meeting. Throw it in front of them and say, draw a bird, draw a flower, draw me. Draw our CEO. We're going to paper his wall with it. Draw. It's another thing that really opens and sparks creativity. So I hope this has been helpful. I've given you lots of great ideas. I know that a lot of you are starting, because I listen in on your meetings. So I know a lot of you are starting with positivity, but do it differently. Do it differently. What you want to do is surprise people so they have absolutely no idea what to expect from you when they walk into your team meeting. Okay? All right. In closing, we have a contest for you. We have got a challenge for you. Okay. So before Tuesday, September 17th, if you watch this video or if you're on this video right now, okay, and you post in the comment section right there how you spark creativity in a team meeting, something that you or a colleague have done that just like was way crazy, over the top, that I can share with others that are fans in the framework and our partners. What have you done? If you either share our fans of the framework and invite someone else to join the fans of the framework, or post a comment about creative meeting openers to spark creativity. You do one of those two things, right? And if you share the fans of the framework, simply invite people by saying, hey, you know what? It's really, really difficult to get away from the office to go to a conference and, spend 3 days learning when you can spend a half an hour a week with small creative bites of leadership. Sue and I each post once a week in Fans of the Framework. So one of two things to join this contest before September 17th, which is when Sue and I are going to NOLA to speak at ORM. So you are either going to invite somebody else and I'll put you in the contest, or you're going to post a comment that is something that's creative and a great way to open a meeting. If you do one of those two things, your name goes in to be a winner that is going to be announced on Tuesday. And the winner is going to have their choice of prizes. Okay, you have your choice. We're going to give you a free registration to a Capstone Leadership Summit happening before fall 2020. All right, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 choices to attend a free summit. That is a value of $850. Or you're going to win 6 of our books titled The Employee Experience, a capstone guide to peak performance. Sue and I will sign these books. We will ship them to you, and you can start your own book club, which, P.S., is a great way to lead your team. We have a lot of people, a lot of leadership teams across the country, and what they are doing is they taking that book and they read it together as a team, one solution at a time, and then they learn, do, and really discuss all the great resources that are in that book. So you want to win a book, you want to win a summit, you want to win a Nursing Bundle Bootcamp registration, do it. Post now. Have a great weekend, guys, and thanks for joining me.